Hello everyone, this is Callie Beard of KarmicTools.com, and this is your weekly forecast for October 8th to the 14th of 2023. So our quote for the week says, "As you step onto a completely new path, a new expression of your purpose emerges." And this is one of my favorite path pictures. I've got several. But this week, compared to last week, we start making moves. Last week was all Mercury thinking. This week is Venus and Mars, masculine and feminine, getting things done. I love it. So they are picking up. We have a lot more to deal with this week than last. So let's dive in. Our first thing is October 8th on Sunday, Venus enters Virgo until November 8th. So this is her, just like Mercury last week came out of its retrograde zone, Venus is coming out of its retrograde zone this week. It's done with its 4 months in Leo, which is a long time considering it only usually spends about 3 weeks. But it's still moving slow, so you see it's going to spend 4 in Virgo, which I like because that's kind of a tag team. Mercury changed our mind, now Venus is going to change our values and help us follow up with some new ways of being and interacting. I love it. So Venus, which rules our values, priorities, resources, love, art, beauty, culture. Ooh, all the good stuff is with Venus, y'all. Think of her as Oshun in the Yoruba tradition. In Virgo, it's the earthy wisdom, systems for living, and natural timing. And so it's time to focus on healing the mind-body connection and perfecting the spirit in human form that you are. The current values and priorities should focus on how well your own systems for living are serving you and where you may need to simplify your life in order to be more effective. As Virgo precedes the Libra focus of relationships and the response of others to you, I recommend keeping the focus on you and what your mind, body, and spirit can actually handle and manage on a day-to-day basis. It's time to release the non-essential, extraneous, or redundant, and make room for more quality nutrients, inner clarity, and self-discipline. It's time to focus on quality control and question everything. Is it worth it? Is it practical? Does it make sense for you personally? Is it natural? Is it really important or valuable? Venus rules our romance and finance departments, and in Virgo, you have to ask, does it actually work? Deep breath. So yeah, we're getting super practical. Same day, Mars is squaring off with Pluto. So right as Venus moves into some new consciousness, new energy, Mars is testing everything. So this is higher will and lower will going at it. This is your personal individual self and what Pluto's trying to purify and transform. So this is a test of what you are made of on the deepest core level and will require surrender and a degree of self-awareness in order to navigate. This energy challenges you to evolve and will make you want to push through any obstacles, but you must be careful not to be so aggressive that you are stepping on anyone else to get where you're going. Remember, Mars can be pretty selfish. This is our individuality going at it. This is a potent energy that can facilitate major transformation in your life if you know who you are, what you want, and what you're willing to sacrifice to get there. That includes parts of yourself that may need to shift in order for you to be more effective at this time. This energy can bring power struggles within or without, so be mindful because this energy is affecting everyone at this time. This is the time to tie up any loose ends if you are close to beginning anew. If you do not finish what you already have in the works, it may get in the way of things you want to do in the future. It is time to align your true inner power with balanced outer actions and choices. Deep breath. I do not recommend trying to mess with others. Mars can keep you selfish and self-centered in a good way, where you're focused on your needs and your issues and your lower will and higher will, right? A square is a challenge to grow out of comfort zone into new territory. Something's got to change, or we have to transcend our level with this and go to a new level. Make some new choices because Mars also rules our actions and choices. So something's got to change there. And I think after rewiring with Mercury and after rewiring with Venus, this ought to be a little more clear. Meantime, on the 10th, which is Tuesday, Venus is going to oppose Saturn. This is Virgo to Pisces. So we're still talking body and spirit for the most part. And your values and your responsibilities, your boundaries. Yes, we're definitely recalibrating boundaries here. Where Sun opposite Saturn has the focus squarely on you, the individual, Venus opposite Saturn often illuminates the relationships that you've magnetized or repelled in your lifetime. It is here that I also like to remind folks how valuable midpoints can be, as they give you a direct look back at your starting point, which offers unbelievable clarity about what you may be dealing with in the present moment. That initiation would have happened when Venus conjuncted Saturn on 1/22/2023. That was Leo Aquarius, because Saturn was still in Aquarius early in the year, which means that we initiated something new in Aquarius that needs to be recalibrated via Virgo Pisces integration. My thinking is that we called in a new vision for the reality of our relationships and finances, and now we are doing the personal work it will take to manifest and sustain that new vision that we are calling in. There is a push-pull between your true values and the current reality of your relationships and/or your resources. You may find yourself questioning what and who is or is no longer of value or important to you. Or you may find yourself facing some hard and unavoidable personal truths, which always happens when she engages with Saturn. We start questioning everything. Do not feel sorry for yourself and do not take it out on others. It is time to take responsibility for making new choices. Looking back will only trip you up. Challenges may center around commitments that you've made out of obligation and/or a sense of duty, rather than because you actually wanted to contribute. You can use this energy and activation to align your reality with the values of your heart, but don't allow the anxiety associated with change to keep you from making some important decisions at this time. If you give in to your fears, you could get caught up in martyrdom or victim consciousness. Deciding what you want, committing to the work that it will take to manifest your vision, and getting to work, that's what Saturn will reward with tangible and long-lasting results. You will never regret investing in yourself this way. Ashe. So, deep breath. We're getting super practical and integrating what we're dreaming about for our relationships and finances with the reality and resources that we actually have access to right now. So let's think about that, and let's think about what we initiated in January with Venus and what we need to integrate at this point to bring that full circle to the next Venus-Saturn conjunction, which will be in Pisces, which means we'll be able to add some imagination and some spirituality and some wholeness and integration into that one. So we're making moves, we're making progress here. I like it. We had to change our mind, we had to change our values, and now the choices in our reality will automatically change. Woo, looks like 10/10's a big day, y'all, because truly in the Venus circle, that's also the day of the Venus-Moon contact. So that means Venus and Moon will be opposite Saturn that day. Hello, good morning. Also, same day as the day Pluto goes direct in Capricorn. It will be re-entering Aquarius in January 20th. Again, it's a little moment in Aquarius, then it's going to retrograde and do its final dip back to 29 Capricorn. So anyone that's got those late degrees of Capricorn, early degrees Aquarius, it is a transformational time. We are all evolving, but those with those degrees activated are being affected most directly. So Pluto has been in a long evolutionary transformative process, 2008 to 2024, and is traveling through the Capricorn sector of your chart, digging deep and activating any other planets you may have in Capricorn or Cancer, Aries, and Libra by default. So it's good to look at this as an ongoing purification and transformation in this department of life. And subsequently the other three areas too, because if Pluto's changing and transforming one, it's going to affect the others by default. Pluto moves generations and great numbers of people along their evolutionary path. However, every year when it retrogrades, it turns that energy inward, giving us unique access to our own depths, where our soul self resides. When it goes forward, like today, it is a very gradual awakening process that develops from there. Transformation happens behind the scenes and often out of the prying eyes of others, as well as your own conscious mind, because this is deep soul work that only you can do. What have you really purified and transformed this year? Or what would you like to? On a personal level, Pluto helps you dig up any destructive unconscious patterns, strips you raw, and confronts you with who you are and how you will survive when nothing and no one else is available to help or support you. I like to think of Pluto as our buried treasures, like diamonds, And like diamonds, it requires a very special task to release from within and bring them into the light. Often because Pluto rules death, rebirth, and transformation, something is also sacrificed for your own greater good. Although it is sometimes painful and can be debilitating to some, it doesn't have to be. But it is almost always A, necessary, and B, ultimately liberating. This is what we call a liberating ordeal. You got to go through it, but you're free on the other side. The retrograde afforded a certain purification in the sense that you are now better able and supported to truly let go and strip away the non-essential in order to reconnect with your original intents. Change is greatly supported at this time, so anything that you are really ready, truly willing, and finally able to change can be transformed forever. Capricorn gets everyone focused on choices and responsibilities, as well as the structure of life that supports and protects you, and the overall stability of whatever house it rules. So that's where the purification transformation is happening. We know it's shifting into Aquarius very soon. By next year, it'll be full blown. So let's navigate as consciously as possible. On October 11th, Mars enters Scorpio until November 24th. So Mars usually spends about 2 months in each sign, stimulating our inner sacred masculine and moving that evolution along. This is where the energy and juice that Mars is channeling comes through the lessons and blessings of the sign. It stirs up the energy in this area of life, or the house in your chart, which in this case is Scorpio, about every 2 years. So it's a nice cycle to sync up with in order to co-create, especially when you really want to get some things done. That's what your Mars is good for. Your inner sacred masculine is responsible for holding good boundaries, negotiating on your own behalf, and getting your ideas in the world. It's a delicious rhythm to pay attention to when you're wanting to develop right timing and right action around your desires and passions, and also wanting to see the results of your conscious choices. When Mars moves into Scorpio, it is the most powerful time to conceive who you are and what you want on a whole new level. Scorpio is the lesson of power, creation, and karma, and so it is a good time to review how you have honored your power, nurtured your creativity, and cleared karma in the last 2 years. When Mars is in Scorpio, unconscious behaviors are more obvious and up for renewal or clearing. If unconscious, you may act in survival mode during this time, feeling threatened by the slightest movement or shadow. The idea is to check in with your soul self and ask how you can deepen your dedication to cultivating a life that reflects and expresses the light of your own soul. Accept and facilitate the release of all that no longer serves and make room to recreate your life in a whole new way. This conception point, like all of them, will likely be in darkness or behind the scenes, meaning you won't be inclined to discuss your plans, but instead you are supported to quietly and meticulously carry them out. Watch any extremes, feast or famine, and remember that everything is energy, and energy must be directed, or it can get stagnant and turn toxic. Renew your passion for something that you used to deeply love, or find a new passion. Also keep in mind that this is a time when your most primal emotions are stirred, so convert any personal, social, or collective rage, which can be paralyzing, into outrage, which is mobilizing, and will facilitate positive change rather than indiscriminately destroying everything or everyone in your path. This is a phoenix from the ashes opportunity that comes around every 2 years, so take advantage of it to rebirth your individual self. Ashe. Now, here we are, where Saturn has moved through Pisces and come all the way back to 0 in its retrograde process, its first retrograde process in Pisces. So back to 0, it's hooking up with Mars at 0 Scorpio. So this is our water energies coming together. In this case, our emotions, feelings, flow, energetic flow, creative flow, cash flow, all of that. Let's consider those water signs. So you know the Cancer is the empath, Pisces is the intuitive, Scorpio is the psychic. In this case, we have our intuition and our psychic abilities being activated. With ease and grace, a trine is ease and grace. Let's not get it twisted. This is good. This is a delicious and potent combo. This is like a great father-son combo working on a project type of energy. The son has all the muscle, energy, and enthusiasm, and the father is the brilliant, steady man that directs the energy and teaches in every moment. Internally, this is your inner authority, guiding your innate desire nature to the tangible results that it so craves. Saturn brings the long-term goals to the table, and Mars's energy can fuel your efforts, creating amazing results. This energy enables you to focus longer, attend to the details, overcome obstacles, and get more tangible results of your actions and choices. Normally, when these two get together, it's more like the tortoise and the hare energy, which can be frustrating for some. However, they are in an easy angle, and if there's any major project which needs your attention, now is the time that you will likely be in the mood to tackle it and be completely supported by the energies. I love it. And that is our Friday the 13th, y'all, which is very special. This is when we honor Oshun and Venus. That is a sacred day. Friday is sacred to Venus and Oshun, as is the number 13. And when we get a Friday the 13th, it's very, very special. So I hope you all do some mojo and then join us for the money pour that night. This is our monthly money pouring ritual where we're calling in abundance with Yeye Louisa Tish. This month is the Friday, October 13th, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. And you only have to join Yeye's Patreon for $5 or more to get the Zoom link. All right, y'all. So join us there if you can that Friday. That'll be the first event I'm back for, besides the classes I'm teaching on the weekends with Yeye. Meantime, the 14th brings a very big day. This is the second of 6 eclipses on the Aries-Libra axis. This one is a Libra new moon solar eclipse, October 14th. So we are not only activating new relationships for the year, which we would do at a regular Libra new moon, we'd be calling in new balance and reciprocity between us and the people we work with on the most regular basis. But with an eclipse, it's a much bigger deal. The last time we had Aries-Libra eclipses was 2013 to 16 and 04 to 06. Before that, 95 to 97 and 86 to 87. So those years are all years. If you can remember and track back, look at your journals, look at your photos, look at, whatever, however you track your life. Think back to those years and ask yourself, did you have big upgrades to your identity and purpose as well as your relationships and interactions with others? Because this is what's happening and is back. So we're resetting cycles to the tune of 10 and 20 years, more than just annual. And with the 10 and 20 year North Node eclipse cycles, it usually takes the first 1 to 5 to anchor that 20-year cycle. So let's think about that. We're just getting started with these Aries-Libra eclipses. They're going to be with us for a year and a half. So pace yourself and be mindful and recognize that this is also moving us toward the final full moon lunar eclipse on the Taurus-Scorpio axis. So my theory is that we've upgraded our values and priorities and rearranged life for our primal needs, social, collective, COVID notwithstanding. We got a serious upgrade to those values because everybody got present to who was important, what was important, and how precious life is in every moment. Because of that major reset, we are definitely walking into new relationships and communities in a whole new way. So the Libra new moon is an excellent time to set your intentions for restored balance within your own being, enabling healthier relationships naturally. Keep in mind that you will always attract your own vibrational match. So how's your vibe these days? Inviting, welcoming, or guarded and suspicious? This is the month to set intentions around conscious equal partnership, whether public or private, short-term or long-term. Balance is the key. This is the month to honor the scales, that we must weigh our personal progress against our obvious manifestations in relationships, for better or worse. It's time to assess the strength and value of each one by one, and what kind of time, energy, and resources you have and are willing to invest further with this person, situation, or agreement. Soulful kinship and a sense of belonging are vital for most humans, and we need to cultivate that more than ever these days. In our primary partnerships, we can practice negotiating as we go at regular intervals, and I highly recommend that you do because it keeps everyone on the same page. We can be part of something without being burdened by it. We can have soulful connections without losing ourselves. We can still love each other even if and when we do not agree. It's time to define your individual terms and start renegotiating with those who matter, while releasing those people, situations, or agreements which are no longer relevant, useful, or in alignment with your new identity and purpose. Because it is an eclipse, this is a bigger new beginning than the usual new moon. There is extra energy for letting go of old, toxic, worn-out relationships with the South Node in Libra, that's our past lives, and making space for more balanced and reciprocal partnerships to blossom. Ones that honor your own individuality and sovereignty in general. That would be Chiron and North Node in Aries. 2020 was the demarcation of the break to realign in our social systems. Patriarchy and Western culture are losing their stronghold on our souls, and we are breaking free to be sovereign beings who choose community, life, kinship, and the beauty way. We are cultivating all new systems for living on and with Mother Earth. There are definitely better, more efficient, less toxic ways that we can live on this planet. We needed the consciousness to awaken first. Now we will be able to implement the changes that honor the Aquarian age that is coming in as we speak. So use this blessed new moon, which also has Mercury and Pallas, our wisdom, to initiate a whole new way of interacting with people, places, and Mother Earth herself. Deep breath. Honor the fact that we have to be in relationship with life and each other. We do not have power over, we are not conquerors, we do not own the earth. We are related to the earth. It is our home and where our family of elements, plants, and animals have to exist too. It looks chaotic in the world. However, this break to realign is a true blessing to wake up those sleepyheads who don't want to miss this. Claim a whole new level of relating, one that is balanced, beautiful, nourishing, healthy, and most of all, natural. Humans are in an unnatural rhythm right now, y'all. I really think the better we can do on the ground in our real life and our day-to-day existence, not letting the social collective crazy get in and distract and detour you, is vital. Boundaries are good. I'm always going to encourage good boundaries, y'all. So I get the world server, and I know I have a lot of you in the circle. But the only way you can serve the world is if you are in good health, and that means mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually balanced and grounded and strong. You know, we don't want to be given from an empty cup. Our cup needs to be overflowing so it's easy to give. Let's call that in. That's part of the beauty way, is doing things that are natural and organic and work together for the greater good of all involved. That's totally the Libra way, right? Creating those win-win situations. So this is the month of eclipses. This is the month of ancestor work kicking off for the rest of the year while we close out 23 and initiate 24. So it is a soul level time as we recalibrate and get with this harvest for the year and see what we are really made of, so that we can claim a whole new level as we step into 2024, which we also know is going to get a little nutty in the social collective realms, because here we are in America in another election year. So let's really conserve our energy and resources for our own well-being and let the crazy swirl about. You know, this is where I would present that visual that I learned in Florida in an embodied way, because I could be driving down the street in Florida and I'd have blue skies and cumulus clouds on my side of the street, and literally across the street, a raging black storm of lightning and thunder and pouring rain. And when I went through that so often, because you know Florida, I really learned that you can know the storm is going on out there and you can really send a prayer out to those who are being affected directly by it. But in the meantime, conserve your energy and trust that in this moment, if you are okay and not going through the storm, claim that in your body. Do not put your body through these changes that you're not actually going through. And to be honest, I don't think the body distinguishes between what our feelings get us all stirred up in and what's actually happening. So, again, with down-regulating the nervous system, eating better quality foods and nutrients, better quality rest. I'm not exactly the best at that one. I'm a night owl. So I'm getting older now, though, and I can totally see the difference in what it does to my body when I don't have consistent good rest. So all of those things that help you stay strong will help you navigate the chaos of social collective changes much better. And so if anything, let's definitely break the realign in that Libra department so that we have our support systems and our communities and the people around us that are pursuing similar goals and building community together. You know, this is also a big piece of the Libra eclipse. I'm definitely evolving with my community and the communities to which I belong and contribute. So it's turning out to be a real moment of deepened dedication at this point. And I can totally see the years, if you clock those eclipse years for Aries Libra, how each time was a serious upgrade to the people I was hanging with, for sure. So do the review that you can. I know not everybody's a tracker, I get it, but let's at least do what the energy supports this week. And I should be back from New Orleans by this Friday the 13th because we have much to do over this weekend. And I should be able to get the new forecast up and running for the 15th to the 21st that weekend as well. And we'll be right back on track. This time I had to post 2 weeks at a time because I'm traveling. So reach out if you need to. Join us at these live events when and where you can. This is Kelly Beard of Karmic Tools signing off. Have a fantastic week.